All right, we got America's favorite lawnmower here, and this one's in for a blade engage belt. So if you have one of these and you want to change that belt, stick around because I'm going to show you exactly how to do it the easy way. All right, so the first thing you're going to do in this repair is you're going to get this front cover out of your way. And we got 4 10mm bolts holding it on. So right here is the belt we're after, and this one we're changing because hopefully you can see it, but it's got a big split in it right there, which is obviously no bueno. Now the first thing we're going to get after is this bracket right here. We're going to have to remove this, and it's just being held in by 2 3/8 bolts. So we're going to get these out of your way. And we'll just pull this whole bracket right out. And then what I'm going to do is just remove this belt from the pulley. And then we're going to get everything else from the underside of the mower. Now the easiest way to access the underside of this mower is we're just going to flip it up with your air filter facing up, which is also your carburetor facing up. Now if you're worried about gas spillage, you can take a plastic bag. You could put the plastic bag over the cap of the fuel tank and close the lid, or you could drain the tank, or you could be like me and just not really care. It's just going to leak a little bit, you'll be fine. But we're just simply going to take the mower, flip it on its side. So now we can access underneath. All right, so now that we're underneath the mower, you can see that this is the PTO belt that we are after. But first, we're going to have to get rid of this drive belt. Just move it out of the way so we can get this belt off of this pulley. And in order to do that, we have a spring right here. Now, typically, there's going to be a spring right here as well, but this one's obviously broken off. So we're going to have to get a new spring for this guy. But typically, you'll remove the spring that's here, and then we're also going to remove this one right here to relieve tension on this belt. So removing this spring, you can either use a pair of pliers, or me, I always find a pick's easier, because once you get this spring loosened up, it's going to snap back, where the pick will actually hold on to it, and you can let it go kind of gently, like so. And now this transmission is going to be loose enough that we'll be able to get this drive belt off of the pulley here. Still might have to work it around a little bit, but a good spin, you'll get it off, and then we'll just set that aside. And then you'll simply just come in here. We're going to take our PTO belt. We're going to go back underneath this pulley here so we can bring it out from the front of the mower. So now in the front of the mower, you'll be able to just take this belt and pull it right out. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to be going back in with a genuine OEM belt. This does say Exmark. Exmark parts are interchangeable with these because the Exmark machines are pretty much identical to these machines. So the part number on this belt here is a 1215765, and I just picked this up on Amazon, but again, it is an OEM Exmark part. And like I say in all of my videos, whenever I get a new belt or a cable, I just like to put it up against my old one just to make sure it is the exact same size, because again, sometimes you will get ship belts that are completely wrong, and it's better to check now than before going through all the trouble of putting it in and finding out, hey, it's too short or it's too long. Now this is the original split that I saw when I was taking the machine apart, but as you can see, there's multiple spots where this belt is split and just ripping apart, so definitely time to get this thing replaced and save this person from having to get shut down mid-season. So now we're just going to take our new belt, we're going to slide it in between that keeper there, hopefully you can see it. And then once you get it started, we can go back underneath and get the rest from there. Now reinstalling this is the same way you took it apart, just opposite. I'm just going to fish it around this pulley here. And then we're going to reinstall it on the top, like so. There you go, the new belt's installed on the top. And then you're just going to simply reinstall your drive belt. Again, hopefully you can see with my hand in the way. Perfect. And then simply reinstall your spring, or in your case, probably springs. Like I said, we're going to have to get a new one for this gentleman. Perfect. Now we have tension on the drive belt back. So at this point, we're done with underneath the mower, so we can flip this back down and finish up everything on top. And simply all you're going to do is take a new belt, slide it around this front pulley here. Voila. Reinstall your guard. And then at this point, it's just a good idea to fire it up and test everything before you put the cover back on, so that way you can see how it is, make sure it's all tight and everything's running the way it's supposed to. Perfect. So now that you got that all taken care of, everything's running good and looks good, you can reinstall your cover. All right. And just like that, you've installed a new PTO or blade engage belt on your Toro Timemaster. Now, these mowers get a lot of hate. Some are good, some are bad, just like everything else. But super easy job to do. Might look scary at first, but once you get in there, you'll realize it's not hard to do at all. But it is something you're going to have to do commonly on one of these machines. So if you have one, grab one of those belts, keep it on the shelf, because you never know when it's going to blow on you. And it's just good to have. You can get it done in less than 15-20 minutes. You'll be back to mowing before you know it, and save yourself a ton of money by bringing it to a small engine shop. So hopefully this helps somebody. Any questions, throw them down in the comments. If you haven't hit that follow button, I'd appreciate it. And we're going to get this one back to the customer and bring another one in. Thanks, guys.